Let's actually talk about Knuckles. Yes, Sonic the Hedgehog, Red Echidna Knuckles. Now, recently Paramount Plus released a brand new show that is a spin-off to the Sonic movies. The show is called Knuckles. The show focuses on the Red Echidna named Knuckles and his friendship with a deputy named Wade Phillips. So when you heard about this announcement, what are your thoughts on Knuckles teaming up with this Wade Phillips guy?
First things first. Now, in terms of the Knuckles aspect, Knuckles getting his own spin-off show in the first place, it actually makes sense when you consider the fact of how Knuckles is one of the most popular, if not the most popular character of Sonic 2 alone. So him getting a spin-off show was kind of expected. Like, it was something that surprised me, but not surprised me at the same time. But him teaming up with Wade is something I never expected at all.
First off, Wade is just a random person that came out from Sonic 1.
Wade is a random person. Well, not just a random person, but he's also the partner of Tom. Now, Wade is not the brightest bulb of the Christmas tree. I mean, he does try to help out his friend and partner Tom, but he can come off as a doofus most of the time.
Well, to be fair, Tom was actually the smarter one of the bunch. That's why he's teamed with Sonic, right?
He's a smarter of the duo.
Yeah. And he teams with Sonic, right? I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom teams up with Sonic, and Wade teams up with Knuckles all the same.
Well, here's the thing. Like when Sonic 1 came out, we saw that Tom and Sonic were the team together. We just never expected Knuckles and Tails to come in Sonic the Hedgehog movie 2. And in movie 2, we just never saw Wade at all. He's just like some random doofus, just it's somewhere in Green Hills. And somehow he pops up again in this movie just to be the protege to Knuckles for some reason.
Yeah, and he becomes one of the main characters of this entire series. It's something like I never expected him to have that prominent of a role in a Sonic project.
No, I never expected that either. But we're going to be talking more about it as we are giving out our first impressions to this TV series. But yeah, my initial thoughts were like, I think this is actually really good because I do like the fact that we're going to have side stories for the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. And I have a feeling this is just because we're setting up for 3. And it's so weird how the shift comes from like first movie, second movie, third movie. First movie, you had Sonic just pop up. Second movie had Tails and Knuckles. Third movie, you're going to have all the events that happened in Sonic Adventure 2. So you're going to see Dr. Robotnik, Shadow the Hedgehog. How about Rogue the Bat? Where does she gotta pop up, you know? Because I would imagine she will pop up. How about Amy Rose? I mean, I would imagine she will probably pop up too, because she was also a part of that movie. Part of Sonic Adventure 2, yeah.
Yeah, they're bound to pop up. Maybe not as, like prominent roles, but they might appear somewhere like, cameo-wise or something.
Yeah, because like from the way I'm kind of feeling about the Sonic Adventure movies right now, 1, 2, and 3 are probably like the best part of the trilogy. I don't think they're going to make anything more because unless there really is like a better like Sonic Adventure like movie coming out, maybe Sonic Heroes. I don't know if they're gonna make like a 4 with the heroes, that is. But no, I mean from the way I'm seeing it, like I think 3 might be the ultimate one. Just the fact that Shadow is the boss in that one.
Oh yeah, and when we saw Shadow the Hedgehog at the end of Sonic 2, you could tell a lot of people were hyped about it.
Oh yeah, I mean Sonic Adventure 2 was literally the first game that I played that got me into the Sonic franchise, to say. Like, I mean, I played the Sonic Genesis games, but I haven't been so hyped about Sonic since playing 2 because that game was just amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played much of Sonic. I haven't played that much of the Sonic game, but I have heard about its popularity. I've heard about its hype, and yeah, to all the Sonic fans who have played, I'm glad you guys had a fun, had a fun experience with it. As for my experience with the Sonic games, I've only played Sonic 1 and 2, but that's really, Oh, and there's this one called Sonic and Sonic Ring game, the Sonic Shadow of the Rings game as well.
7 Rings, right?
The Shadow 7 Rings, yeah.
That wasn't that good of a game.
Like the Sonic Wii game, that particular Wii game, I barely played because that
wasn't that great of a game. I say like after Heroes, that's when the Sonic games kind of took a falter. I never heard of Sonic Boom, but I heard that was okay.
Yeah, Sonic Boom, like I've seen previews of it, and it looked to be decent. I haven't gone around to watching that particular show, but it did look appealing for what I've saw.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of lost the franchise after Sonic Heroes, to say. Like, after it stopped being on the GameCube, I stopped playing it. Let's just keep it at that. So let's actually talk about the series. We're not going to really go deep into the series. This is just going to be a first impressions, but we do want to say we have watched the first 2 episodes of Knuckles, so this is going to be our first impressions on how we think this show is going to be. So let's actually start off with, well, how do you like the characters? How do you like the looks of Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails? Because Knuckles, by the way, looks kick-ass. We get it. Idris Elba does an amazing Knuckles. But Sonic and Tails were still a part of the movie. Or still part of the show. So how do you like their involvement still being a part of this show?
I like the fact that these character designs of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, they look just as polished here as they do in the movies.
So they do a really good job when it comes to editing and making like those characters look great in the real life TV show itself.
It really does when you consider the fact of how usually TV show budgets are smaller in comparison to movie budgets. So it's really impressive how they pulled it off to make it look fresh, still make it look just as appealing as it did in the movies.
Now in this TV show, we do have, again, familiar characters like we said, Sonic and Tails. You also get to see Tom's wife also be a part of this show as well. And I believe that's the only time we're going to get to see her. So if anything, it does kind of correlate to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 moving into Knuckles, because we get to see that resemblance, right? Do you feel it the same way too?
Yeah, I feel like it's a nice little transition from the second Sonic movie to the series.
Yeah.
Where you get to see Knuckles. Now, Knuckles is still trying to adjust to his new life in Green Hills, like the human world. But it's very hard for him to, though, because he's not used to this lifestyle.
No. I felt so weird because, like, Knuckles, is an echidna. He lived with the echidnas, but he's now the last of the echidnas. So he, like in the second movie, he tries to, like, kill Sonic or something. And now he befriends Sonic. So in this case, I know he's a freaking warrior, so he wants to like continue training, continue to like fight people or something. It's I think something echidnas do.
Yeah, the guy makes everything a battle. The guy makes everything, a warrior type thing. Like I remember there's one scene where Knuckles pretty much turns the part of Maddie's house, Tom and Maddie's house, into a fighting pit. And
do you ever see that? I kind of don't want to be spoilery again, but there's some sort of references that come up. And I do like the fact that they never actually mentioned the name of the franchise.
Oh, they don't, huh?
They didn't say GOT.
Yeah, they didn't say Game of Thrones. Like they did say. Like it definitely looked like an Iron Throne. Like when you look at it, it definitely looked like an Iron Throne.
Yeah, I never hear them mention GOT. So
yeah, I'm surprised they didn't say that. They could have at least.
No, because the thing is like, no, I know why.
Owned by Warner Bros. Again, like Game of Thrones, like under the Warner Media, under by HBO.
But remember that they're Paramount, so if they take that, then HBO is gonna get a lawsuit on them or something.
I mean, they could have just like hinted it, not say the exact title of the series, but more so on the lines of, "Oh, this reminds me of that one medieval fantasy show that we watched," or something like that.
I guess, yeah, but no, I mean, you can totally see the resemblance that comes to it. I'm like, there are going to be references here and there when it comes to the show after seeing these first 2 episodes, and one of them was that throne.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, we're going that route, huh? Are we?
I got flashbacks to that. I got flashbacks to that show.
Some other characters that also did pop up. So we did meet up with these 2 agents. Apparently, they were from Gun, and if you saw the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie, they were now partnered up with Sonic to help, become like a part of the government and protect everything from anything unidentified or anything out from outer space, to say. So these 2 agents actually are backstabbing Gun. They're kind of like rogue agents. They're
corrupt.
They're corrupt agents. They're the ones who work in Gun, but at the same time, they're also working with another mercenary who apparently is stealing Knuckles' hair.
Yeah, because the mercenary himself wants that power. He wants to,
So he wants to be like strong as Knuckles. Is that like the main point of that story?
That could be the main point of the story, but I think like future episodes will delve into the mercenary's character.
So how are your first impressions on those enemies? Because they're going to be following Knuckles throughout the whole entire show.
I do like the fact that it went with that direction when it came to gun agents, because it's to show how not all gun agents are good. There are some that are corrupt. Like, you know how you have police force and then there are some corrupt cops? Same thing here with gun agents. Like, there were some good eggs and bad eggs.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, it was kind of like a big thing that it kind of threw me off. I'm like, oh my god, they're gun agents. Oh my god, they're backstabbing gun. Oh wow. And another thing too is a reference towards Sonic Adventure 2, because gun was a big thing too. If you played the game, there's robots always everywhere in the game, and they're all from gun. So that's pretty sick. Anything for Sonic franchise, I would imagine. So there's that. How about Wade Phillips? Because, like, yes, we saw him in Sonic Adventure 1. He's just a random character, looked to be like a doofus. And in this show, he's still a doofus. And he's supposed to be the prodigy of Knuckles. How are you liking that partnership?
It just came out of nowhere. Like, how does, like, that old echidna, echidna,
yeah.
The old echidna mentions to Knuckles that, oh, Wade, this one random-ass dude who loves to bowl and is a deputy, the next echidna. Like, where's the connection? Like, how does that make any sense?
I don't know. But no matter what, I mean, Wade is going to be a partner with Knuckles. And the whole thing about this is about bowling. And I don't understand. Like, he gets kicked out of a team, and now he joins Knuckles, and he wants to be better on a team, and goes to like this championship. What the hell? Because
the reason why they picked the bowling alley in particular is because, well, it's the tournament of champs.
Okay, another thing too is that one thing I also want to bring up is Knuckles' like ancestors, because they come up and they, like, you know, teach him some words and stuff. And I don't know why they picked him out of all people.
I know. Couldn't there have been some sort of, I don't know, bodybuilder or fighter or something like that?
He is supposed to be a fighter. He's, like, really tough and all. Like, oh my god, he's, like, great.
No, but I meant the next echidna, who is just as fierce or just as tough as Knuckles himself. Why Wade of all people? Like, oh, it's because we want to focus on Tom's friend, because now that we have Tom's and Sonic bonding, we want Tom's friend and Sonic's friend to bond.
Here's the thing. Remember that it's not all about him. It's about Knuckles. So I don't think the focus is on Wade. I hope it's not the focus on Wade. Remember, it's got to be about the Red King than Knuckles.
If that's the case, they might as well just call Wade the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Wade is just the silly, like, comedy relief in the show, but the main guy is the Red King to Knuckles.
Yeah, I think the reason why they went the direction to go with Wade is because of they wanted to go with this buddy cop duo where you got one serious tough guy of the group of the duo, and then you got this one funny, goofy guy of the group. And so I think that's what they're trying to go with. But I'm just saying they would have gone with a, you know, different human character.
I think so too. Maybe somebody off the franchise. Should have not been like Wade. Could have been like another person, like in Green Hills, that could have like been a better like fighter to say. But we don't know. But besides that, that was most of the characters that we can explain for now. The mercenary person we don't have much about. I just know he's just a tough guy. How do you feel about the story right now? Because it just feels very weird. Knuckles is helping Wade. Wade is trying to win this tournament of champions down in Reno, and is this how really it's going to be the story? Like in the last episode, we get to see him win the tournament or something.
I want to say I'm optimistic about this because, well, I love Knuckles as a character, but him having his own show, it had potential to work from the get-go. But I feel like this story has a bit of a unfocus to it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if this is actually having a good story. If the story is literally having Wade win something, I don't think it's going to be a good story to me.
It's like, okay, honestly, those are the conversation, like, do you care at all about, have you cared about Wade the character, like, ever since Sonic the Movie 1? Because Sonic the Movie 1, Wade didn't stand out that much.
He didn't even do much. Like, the main focus was Tom and Sonic. That was it.
Yeah, Wade didn't really stand out. Like, he didn't have much moments that made him stand out in the first Sonic movie. So I'm wondering why they went and made Wade a prominent character in the series.
I don't know either, but I just hope that after what goes on in this series that he'll maybe a big importance in 3. I don't know. It's just something to think about because at the moment right now, I just feel like from the way I saw those first two episodes, I feel like Wade is the focus, but Knuckles is the one who's training Wade to become the better person. But I don't know. It's interesting how the story goes for that. How about the action scenes? Because we do get to see action scenes come in here and there where like Knuckles was fighting those gun agents. Yeah, your thoughts on the fight scenes?
The story leaves a lot yet to be desired, but the action scenes look really cool.
I do like the fact that they have those like special effects where you get to see like the red thing come out of nowhere, like after a punch, red things comes out or a red explosion pops up, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, Knuckles did it, did he?
Yeah, there's a lot of spectacle. The action scenes were really well done. They were well shot, and the red special effects make it even better because it represents the color of this echidna named Knuckles. But I have a feeling that they're pretty much choosing style over substance.
I think so too. In this case, but I do, like I said, there's only a few fight scenes that we see, and that's one thing that I kind of want to point out. It looked pretty cool, but there could be more fight scenes popping up against these gun agents. Maybe that mercenary that we'll also see with Knuckles. We'll look that up as well. Okay, so how about the silliness that comes to Wade? How are you feeling from those first two episodes? Do you think it might drag on a little bit more? Do you think it might actually ruin the show a bit?
Now Wade's jokes. The other thing is that what Knuckles. The big problem I have with Knuckles is that while the comedy is all well and good, it's supposed to be a comedy action series. I feel they overdo the comedy a bit much, and like half of the jokes don't even work, especially when it comes to Wade. Like some of Wade's jokes kind of fall flat.
He literally like dreamt of being a spy agent.
Yeah, and that dream of being a spy agent, I felt it dragged a bit more than it should.
Yeah, it kind of did. And the thing is, like when I saw how he was like trying to, like it is all in his mind, like trying to help Knuckles out, and he does this for like I think 10 minutes. And then when you see the whole action scene that happens, it never came to be. I mean, it will never come to be considering how Wade is.
Like, honestly, I'm just gonna say this: that whole dream of being a spy agent thing, like, dragged on for a bit too long, and it was just to fill up the runner time. Mm-hmm. To fill up the run time. That was the purpose of it.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, and that's probably one thing that I have to point out about this show. Wade may ruin the show. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Wade may ruin the show by either A, B, or both. Like you go, Point A is that they're gonna have Wade's character arc heavily outweigh Knuckles' character arc, which defeats the whole purpose of this being a show called Knuckles. And B, they're gonna overdo it with Wade's jokes and all that by making them either unfunny or drag too long.
I really hope that they actually more focus on Knuckles. Like, I think from the first two episodes we saw, Wade was the focus. Like, I saw Knuckles fight, I saw Knuckles get caught, and then Wade was pretty much the whole point of the story, especially in episode 2.
You know how I would have written a Knuckles series, like a legit Knuckles spin-off, Knuckles series? Make it a prequel spin-off show to Knuckles during his time with the echidnas.
Ooh, that would be a good one. Yeah, you're right.
Like, why did they make a Knuckles show about that?
And they had him actually be on Earth helping people out.
Yes, yes.
I don't know, man. That's what they did, and that's what we have right now in this show. So there's that. One more thing I also want to point out. There are way too many songs in the show. Like, literally, from the first episode, we get to hear Warrior. We get to see, like,
I am
the Warrior. Yeah, that song. We also get to see, like, some big songs in episode 2. And I feel like, why are we implementing these songs? Are we, like... Okay, so... There's a thing about like songs in shows, like it's fine, but putting too much songs, like it doesn't feel good to me, like to hear that.
It doesn't feel focused, and the over reliance on having so many songs kind of takes away from the focus of the story and the characters.
It's just really weird, like because like. I watched the episode. I was focused on what was going on, and it made me lose focus when I hear a song pop up. For example, explosion happened, and very slow song happens while slow motion happens.
It's like, get on with it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then some songs are like, oh, he's doing an action scene and a song pops up. Can we just keep it with the action scene? You know, keep it like with them fighting instead of having a song in the background while they're doing it. Like, I would love to hear the punches. I would love to hear, you know, how they kick ass. Not hear a song about warrior or something. So that's what kind of drags on for me. I mean, like, I feel like at the moment right now for the first 2 episodes of Knuckles, it feels very disorganized. Like, I see the point of the story, like, of how Knuckles is going to be, like, Knuckles helping Wade win this championship, but it doesn't look good. I mean, to me, from those first 2 episodes, it's very mediocre at the moment. Will it get better if we continue watching more of these episodes? I don't know. But it kind of sucks knowing that this is supposed to be the continuation of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And these 2 movies were great, but you're telling me this is a letdown? It kind of sucks because I really do like Knuckles. I played Knuckles in Sonic Adventure 2. He's a great character. And I don't like him being like this kind of like a letdown when you're hearing this show about Knuckles. Yeah.
But thankfully, this is not the last we're going to get of these live-action Sonic the Hedgehog projects. Because when I look at this, I think to myself, think of Knuckles as the appetizer and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 as the main course. You know what I mean?
Okay, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, this is supposed to be a great show about Knuckles. Again, a little bit disappointed here and there. At the moment, I will still try to continue watching this show, but for now, it's been disappointing to me.
Honestly, I think I'm going to say this right now. This may sound harsh, but the reason why Knuckles was even made to begin with was because of how popular Knuckles himself was in the second Sonic movie. I think that was why the series existed in the first place.
No. Oh, and the other thing too, yeah, I understand that. I understand that too. But I do want to give a shout out to Idris Elba. He does an amazing Knuckles voice, by the way.
Oh yeah, one of the best things, if not the best thing about the series, is Idris Elba's voiceover performance as Knuckles. Like he still captures the tough, brooding, and warrior type character that is Knuckles. So he really does capture that voice.
Are you gonna be watching the rest of the show yourself, or are you saying you're done with it?
You know, I don't like to quit a show before it ends. Same thing with I don't like to walk out of a movie before I finish it. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna continue to watch it till the very end, hoping it gets better.
But your thoughts right now on how the show is?
My thoughts right now is that, like, it's off to a rocky start. I'm going to say it's off to a rocky start, but I'm just hoping that it gets better from there.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about one of the best, like, warriors in Sonic the Hedgehog, so I really hope Knuckles ends up becoming a good TV show. But, again, from the first 2 episodes, it doesn't feel that way. But, again, this is just our first impressions. You guys can be the judge yourself. Knuckles is currently airing right now on Paramount+, so go ahead and check that out.